Get ready, Scoopers, because the news cycle is absolutely on fire, and we've got the biggest, freshest updates hitting your screens right now. The pace is relentless, the stories are massive, and you are not going to want to miss a single second of what's dropping today. We're diving headfirst into the hottest developments, bringing you the inside scoop you crave. First up, a seismic shift in a highly anticipated film project has the entertainment world in a frenzy. A major star is reportedly in talks to step into a role that was left vacant by another powerhouse performer, and the details are absolutely wild. Next, we're pulling back the curtain on another ambitious cinematic endeavor that's generating serious buzz. This project, helmed by a visionary director, is said to be a bold exploration of complex themes and relationships. We've got the lowdown on who might be leading this daring new vision and what it means for the future of filmmaking. You won't believe the talent potentially assembling for this one. And speaking of talent, our next story shines a spotlight on a film that sounds like it's going to be a wild ride. Described as a pandemic satire, this movie tackles some of the most intense social and political issues of recent times with a unique, and dare we say, deranged approach. We're talking about a star-studded cast diving deep into the chaos of 2020, and the early reactions are absolutely fascinating. Get ready for a film that's as thought-provoking as it is boundary-pushing. Finally, we're circling back to that massive casting news that could redefine a major cinematic universe. We're talking about a beloved actor potentially joining a superhero franchise that has fans on the edge of their seats. The implications are huge, and the speculation is running rampant. So, stay tuned for all the breaking details. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Sheeran Scoop for all your essential updates, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a moment. Major star in talks for pivotal role after shocking exit. This is a developing story that has sent ripples through Hollywood, as a highly anticipated film project faces a significant casting change. A critically acclaimed actor is reportedly in negotiations to replace another A-list star who abruptly departed the production just before filming was slated to commence. This situation has created a buzz of speculation about the future of the film and the reasons behind the unexpected withdrawal. The project in question is Todd Haynes' gay romance film, Noche. The role was initially slated for Joaquin Phoenix, who had been deeply involved in the film's development, even contributing to the screenplay alongside Haynes and writer John Raymond. However, Phoenix exited the project days before shooting was scheduled to begin in Guadalajara, Mexico, in August 2024. This sudden departure was described as a nightmare by one of the producers, Christine Vachon of Killer Films, who noted the uncertainty it cast over the film's viability. Vachon expressed frustration with potential criticism regarding casting a straight actor in a gay role, emphasizing that the project originated with Phoenix and that Killer Films has a strong track record with LGBTQ+ talent. Now, Pedro Pascal is reportedly in talks to take over the lead role, which involves playing Danny Ramirez's love interest. The film, set in the 1930s, follows two lovers who flee Los Angeles for Mexico. It was previously reported that the film would be rated NC-17 and explore a relationship that would challenge audiences. Phoenix had apparently been keen to push the film into more explicit territory, as he discussed with Variety, describing it as a love story with a strong sexual component. The original plan for production was postponed and is now slated to begin in early 2026, with sets already constructed on location. The abrupt exit of Phoenix, who has not publicly explained his reasons, has led to significant financial concerns, with potential losses estimated to exceed 7 figures. Stakeholders and the crew were left in limbo, with sets built and plans in motion. The film's narrative centers on a corrupt cop and his younger lover, offering a glimpse into a passionate and potentially controversial relationship against a historical backdrop. The project's ambitious nature and the creative input from Phoenix, who reportedly wanted to explore the more uncomfortable aspects of the relationship, underscore the high stakes involved. Sources indicate that Phoenix's departure might have been due to cold feet regarding the project's explicit content, which was intended to push cinematic boundaries. The film's journey from concept to potential production has been fraught with challenges. highlighting the delicate balance between artistic vision and the practicalities of filmmaking. The potential involvement of Pedro Pascal, known for his versatile performances, signals a new chapter for Noche, aiming to recapture the momentum lost after Phoenix's withdrawal. The community reaction has been mixed, with some expressing excitement about Pascal's potential involvement and others continuing to discuss the implications of casting choices in LGBTQ+ narratives. Analysts are watching closely to see if Pascal's attachment can stabilize the project and bring Haynes' distinctive vision to the screen. But will Pedro Pascal's involvement breathe new life into this ambitious project? Stay tuned as we delve into the next major update on this developing story. Pedro Pascal eyed for lead in Todd Haynes' ambitious gay drama. In a significant development for the independent film scene, Hollywood star Pedro Pascal is reportedly in negotiations to star in Todd Haynes' upcoming same-sex drama, titled Noche. This news emerges approximately a year after the project faced cancellation due to the unexpected departure of Oscar-winning actor Joaquin Phoenix. Should the deal materialize, Pascal is slated to star opposite Danny Ramirez, portraying the central romantic figures in a narrative set against the backdrop of 1930s Mexico. Noche centers on the story of a corrupt cop and his younger lover as they embark on a journey, fleeing the confines of 1930s Los Angeles for the vibrant landscapes of Mexico. The film's trajectory has been marked by drama, particularly following Phoenix's abrupt exit just 5 days before principal photography was scheduled to commence in Guadalajara. Sources close to the production suggested that Phoenix experienced cold feet regarding the project, which he had been instrumental in developing, co-writing the screenplay with director Todd Haynes and writer John Raymond. The film was notably anticipated to receive an NC-17 rating, a testament to its intended exploration of graphic and potentially challenging sexual content. Director Todd Haynes himself had previously spoken about Phoenix's integral role in initiating and shaping the film. During the press tour for his 2023 Netflix film May-December, Haynes described the project as being driven by Phoenix's daring and his desire to push through barriers into uncomfortable places concerning the central relationship. Haynes characterized the creative process as organic, with Phoenix initiating discussions and bringing forth ideas that fueled the narrative's development. The film is being produced by Killer Films, with M2K Film serving as the sales agent, indicating a strong foundation for its potential revival. Pedro Pascal has had an exceptionally busy year, marked by critical acclaim and high-profile projects. He recently earned his second Emmy nomination for his compelling performance in the second season of HBO's The Last of Us. Furthermore, Pascal headlined 3 major films: Marvel's The Fantastic Four, First Steps, A24's Materialists, and Eddington, directed by Ari Aster. His upcoming slate is equally impressive, with plans to reprise his role as Reed Richards, also known as Mr. Fantastic, in Marvel's Avengers, Doomsday, and to return as the Mandalorian in the forthcoming Star Wars movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu. This potential addition to Noche would further solidify Pascal's diverse and in-demand career. The film's narrative, focusing on a complex love story with a significant sexual component, aims to explore themes of passion, escape, and societal challenges within its historical setting. The initial setback caused by Phoenix's withdrawal underscored the project's ambitious scope and the creative risks involved. The potential casting of Pascal signifies a renewed effort to bring Haynes' distinctive vision to fruition, promising a film that delves into intense character dynamics and potentially controversial subject matter. Audience reaction has been swift, with many fans expressing enthusiasm for the prospect of seeing Pascal and Ramirez collaborate, especially under Haynes' direction. The film's NC-17 aspirations and its focus on a same-sex romance in the 1930s have generated considerable discussion regarding its artistic merit and marketability. Could Pedro Pascal be the key to unlocking Todd Haynes' bold vision for this daring romance? We'll have more on this developing story and other must-know updates next. Pedro Pascal reportedly in talks to replace Joaquin Phoenix in Todd Haynes' gay romance film. In a significant shakeup within the film industry, reports suggest that Pedro Pascal is in discussions to take on a lead role in director Todd Haynes' upcoming gay romance film, Noche. This development comes after the original star, Joaquin Phoenix, unexpectedly withdrew from the project just days before production was set to begin. If Pascal's involvement is confirmed, he would star alongside Danny Ramirez in a story that promises to be both intimate and challenging. The film, which was slated to commence shooting in Guadalajara, Mexico, in August 2024, faced a major hurdle when Phoenix, who had been actively involved in developing the screenplay with Haynes and writer John Raymond, decided to step away. The exact reasons for Phoenix's departure remain undisclosed, though he indicated that sharing his perspective might not be appropriate without the presence of the other creatives involved. A producer on the film, Christine Vachon, described the situation as a nightmare, highlighting the disruption it caused and the uncertainty it created for the production. She also made a plea for understanding, asking that people refrain from criticizing the casting of a straight actor in a gay role, emphasizing that the project was initiated by Phoenix and that Killer Films has a strong history of supporting LGBTQ+ individuals in the industry. Haynes himself had previously described the project, which was intended to be an NC-17 rated film, as bold and daring. He revealed in an interview that Phoenix was a driving force behind the film's direction, constantly pushing to explore more provocative and uncomfortable aspects of the central relationship. Haynes stated that Phoenix's passion and desire to break barriers were the catalysts for the story's development. The film's narrative is set in the 1930s and follows two lovers who are forced to flee Los Angeles for Mexico. The production has since been rescheduled, with filming now anticipated to begin in early 2026 in Guadalajara. Pedro Pascal has had a remarkably productive year, appearing in 3 major films: Materialists, Eddington, and The Fantastic Four: First Steps. He was also considered for a role in Zach Cregger's horror film Weapons, though that part ultimately went to Josh Brolin. Pascal's potential casting in Noche adds another high-profile project to his already impressive resume, showcasing his versatility and continued demand in Hollywood. His previous work, including his acclaimed role in The Last of Us, has garnered him widespread recognition and a dedicated fanbase. The film's themes, focusing on a passionate relationship with explicit sexual content, aim to challenge audiences and push cinematic boundaries. The original vision, heavily influenced by Phoenix's desire to explore the more intense aspects of the romance, suggests a film that is both artistically ambitious and potentially controversial. The potential replacement of Phoenix with Pascal raises questions about how the film's tone and execution might evolve, while also highlighting the resilience of the production team in finding a suitable lead. Community discussions have focused on the casting dynamics and the film's bold subject matter. Fans are eager to see how Pascal might interpret the character and whether his involvement will help the film achieve its intended artistic impact. The industry is watching closely to see if this casting change can successfully steer the project back on track. Will Pedro Pascal's potential involvement revitalize this ambitious and daring cinematic endeavor? Stay with us as we bring you the latest updates on this and other captivating stories. Ari Aster's Eddington, a pandemic satire with a star-studded cast. Director Ari Aster, known for his distinctive and often unsettling cinematic style, is back with Eddington, a film that plunges viewers into the disorienting and charged atmosphere of May 2020. Set against the backdrop of the COVID-19 pandemic and the widespread Black Lives Matter protests, this ambitious film uses a fictional New Mexican town as a microcosm to explore the societal fractures and anxieties of that era. The narrative centers on Sheriff Joe, portrayed by Joaquin Phoenix, who lives with his wife Louise, played by Emma Stone, and her conspiracy theory-espousing mother, depicted by Deirdre O'Connell. The film captures the pervasive sense of unease and the overwhelming influx of information, both factual and fabricated, that define the period. Eddington is described as a complex tapestry of genres, blending elements of a western, a sharp satire, a thriller, and even an epic, albeit one with a nihilistic undertone. The film delves into the morass of misinformation and irreconcilable political rancor that has characterized recent years. Sheriff Joe finds himself increasingly agitated by pandemic restrictions and harbors a deep resentment towards the town's performatively liberal mayor, Ted Garcia, played by Pedro Pascal. This simmering rage eventually culminates in Joe's decision to crack and announce his intention to run for mayor on an anti-lockdown platform. The film aims to dissect the personal and political tensions that arose during this tumultuous time, examining how individual frustrations can intersect with broader societal conflicts. Critical reception for Eddington has been varied, with some critics finding it ambitious but ultimately a slog, and its humor often perceived as reactionary and at the expense of progressive viewpoints. However, others have defended the film's even-handed approach, noting that it also satirizes right-wing figures and conspiracy theorists. Danny Lee of the Financial Times described it as a feel-bad movie, but also an insightful one, where things get pointedly deranged as personal and political elements intertwine in a frantic and elaborate conclusion. The film's exploration of themes like misinformation, political division, and the psychological toll of a global crisis has been highlighted as particularly relevant. Pedro Pascal's role as the mayor provides a counterpoint to Phoenix's character, representing a different facet of the societal commentary. The dynamic between these two prominent actors is expected to be a key element of the film's appeal. Aster's directorial approach, which often delves into psychological complexities and dark themes, suggests that Eddington will offer a provocative and thought-provoking examination of a period that profoundly impacted global society. The film's ambition lies in its attempt to capture the zeitgeist of 2020, a year marked by unprecedented challenges and widespread social upheaval. Audience reactions are anticipated to be strong, given the film's timely subject matter and the star power of its cast. The blend of satire, drama, and social commentary positions Eddington as a film that is likely to spark considerable discussion and debate about the events it portrays and the way it chooses to represent them. But how does this deranged, pandemic satire stack up against other major industry news? We're about to find out as we wrap up today's biggest stories. And that's a wrap on another explosive edition of Sheeran Scoop. We've seen Pedro Pascal in talks to potentially replace Joaquin Phoenix in Todd Haynes' gay romance Noche, giving a new life to that ambitious project. We also got a deep dive into Ari Aster's Eddington, a pandemic satire starring both Phoenix and Pascal that's being called deranged, yet insightful. That's the kind of content you can only get here. So don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, ring that notification bell so you're always the first to know, drop a comment below telling us your thoughts on today's news, and make sure you're following us on all our social channels for even more exclusive content. We'll see you next time.